Welcome back to the Untouchaballs podcast. Caden and Evan here for a little baseball episode. Evan, why don't you introduce yourself to the people?
Sup, universe, Untouchables universe. I'm Evan. I'm gonna be helping Caden out with the baseball department for the Untouchables, and I'm excited to join the team. So
Yeah, this,
yeah,
this is my boy back from McCook. He was basically like a third roommate to us as he lived in our room. But yeah, no big news obviously in the baseball world tonight as Roki Sasaki deciding his decision. Not surprising, he will be a Los Angeles Dodger.
I'm not gonna lie though, I'm a little shocked. I just think out of the last three teams, the finalists, I didn't think it would be those three teams, to be honest with you. Like I didn't see why the Blue Jays and the Padres would be a part of that.
The
You know what I mean?
Padres make sense because of Darvish.
Yeah.
Darvish is like Roki Sasaki's like mentor and his like hero kind of. Like he looks up to Darvish. You saw it in the WBC last year how Darvish was helping him with his like pitch grips, pitch mix, and all that stuff. So he loves Darvish. So that's why it was kind of big to see them in. And it seems like when some of these Japanese players come down to America, they like being with other Japanese players. They want to try to be able to have someone they know and can get accustomed to the big leagues with. And so it's interesting to see that like Darvish was pushing hard from two. So the Padres make sense. Blue Jays, I agree. That didn't make a lot of sense. But, I mean, Dodgers were always an option, especially when you have Shohei and Yamamoto.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing you could say for the Jays is, like, he would have been the dude there. You know, like, the Dodgers, the one downside is he's not the man there. They have 10 dudes that are the man. You know what I mean? That's why I thought, like, a Padres made the most sense. So I was a little shocked. I'm not going to lie. I thought that, like, him being 23, he doesn't really fit that core that they have. I thought he would have been like, okay, like the Padres, like I'm kind of closer in age by like Tatis and stuff like that. But, I mean, people hate on it, but I don't know why. You know what I mean? Like,
That's what I'm saying. People hate on it, but why not? They're out there doing what they should be doing. They're out there spending money trying to win. And yeah, like you're saying, they have 10 guys in their rotation. They're starting 5 this year. I mean, once Ohtani's able to start pitching, it's going to be Ohtani, Blake Snell, which we're going to talk about that signing as well, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Tyler Glasnow, and then you have just your pick. I mean, Roki's your 5, then you can also add in Bobby Miller, Gavin Stone. I mean, Emmett Shaheen's in there too. Like you have Michael Grove, who was also using the bullpen last. You just have an array of arms that are all really good.
yeah. Oh, man. I mean, if there's a team that could go after and chase the wins record, this could be a team.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I was hearing that on Talking Baseball, actually. They were talking about it. They're like, could this Dodgers team go after the 116? What the Mariners did in 2001. Without a doubt, they could, if they actually try for it. Like, it seemed like last year, they won 98 games, and it looked like they were coasting basically the entire season.
Yeah. I mean, without the one thing, the downside of that rotation is they're all made out of glass. You know what I mean? Like, if we get 100 games with that rotation, I'll be shocked. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Do you know like the injury history of Roki? I don't know if he's had anything done or anything.
He's been, I mean, last season, he was a little banged up after like actually, no, I guess 2 years ago was the WBC, but he wasn't bad though. He's probably the healthiest, I'd say, out of the 5. I mean, Yamamoto, I guess he wasn't really injured until last year. I think it was kind of just like acclimating to the MLB baseballs and all that stuff that kind of got to him. So we'll see if something like that happens to Roki this season.
Yeah, I mean, has Snell had many injuries either?
Snell it depends. He's not the most injured pitcher per se. It's just he doesn't throw a lot. But every time we've seen him throw 160 or more innings, he's won the Cy Young. And someone like Tyler Glasnow, kind of like with Tariq Skubal last year, if we can get that one healthy season out of him, he could easily win the Cy Young. Yamamoto could also easily win a Cy Young. We saw, obviously, he didn't pitch the most last year. In his regular season, he looked good. But then you see him in the playoffs, he looks like a dude in this league for a while.
Oh, dude, for sure. For sure. I mean, like, and another nice thing with their depth is, like, you got time to space it out. You know what I mean? Like they don't have to rush guys back. You know, like you pitch once a week. You know, they don't have any double starts in that rotation at all. You know, so like maybe you don't get 190, 180 innings out of Snell, but like you're going to get 140 really efficient innings. You know what I mean? Healthy innings. You know, and all the other guys too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and let's say, because it's probably possible that one of these arms goes down with injury, you have someone like a Bobby Miller, who obviously wasn't great last year, but we've seen what he can do. And then you have like Gavin Stone, who was really solid last year. Or
He's
Michael
out
Grove.
the rest of this year, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Michael Grove, though, who is going to be healthy, they use him more out of the pen, at least during the playoff stuff. He can give you spot starts and stuff throughout the season if you need with injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And
You think Dustin May comes back as a reliever or a starter?
Dude, I didn't even think about Dustin May.
He's
He's filthy
electric too. He's electric too, man.
I mean, he'd be great as a starter. And you could see maybe him be worked into the rotation like at the beginning of the year when Otani's still working his way back to like full pitching health. You could see Dustin May in that starting rotation. And he's going to be probably he'll be their number 5. Probably one of the best, if not the best number 5
ever.
in the entire league.
yeah, man. I have questions though. The Dodgers, though, man. Like, do you think like how long does that team like lineup wise? Like, how long are they going to be dominant for, in your opinion?
Dominant. I mean, Freddie is still insane. I think you can probably at least count on 3 more seasons out of Freddie. Like, of still.
Really?
I think the way it seems like with his game, it translates well to as he's getting older. Like the power numbers might not be as good as they once were, but he's still going to give you 30, 40 doubles, hit for a good average. He'll still put up around 20 bombs, while maybe the bombs might not be. He could still put up 15 with 40 doubles. You're going to take that. Someone like Mookie, I do want to see. What are your thoughts on him becoming their full-time shortstop this season?
And that's official. They're going to be doing that.
So yeah, they're gonna when they signed Tommy Edman to the extension, who's also good for the team. They're moving him to the outfield. He's gonna be full time. I think their center fielder this year. So Mookie's becoming their shortstop now.
I mean, when he got hurt last year was when he got hit in the wrist, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't when he's playing.
No,
I mean, that's a lot more stress you're doing playing the infield compared to the outfield. I mean, if he's up to it, you know, you got to. You know what I mean? Like, the way this team's built, you have to. And, like, he's going to be great there. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. If I were to bet, I wouldn't bet on him doing that for the next 3 or 4 years. But, like, I could see him doing that, like, this season. And, like, I think it's like a season-by-season kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, speaking like how you're saying how much longer people go. Freddie, Mookie's kind of probably in that Freddie range. You can get maybe 3-4 more good seasons out of him before you might see a dip, but it's still Mookie, so who knows?
I think Freeman's like 34 or 35.
Yeah, no.
I think at the end of his deal, he's done. Like,
You think he retires?
I mean, like, we saw David Ortiz retire when he was on top too, man.
I know that is true.
Like, maybe I could see him staying longer, but I could also see him stepping away early too. You know what I mean? Which early, I mean, he's been playing for a while. It was like 2011 he came up, you know, so he's played a while already. But that's what I'm like. You look at their hitters, like they do have I think they're ranked like number 8, their farm system. So like they still got a ton of dudes coming up.
I mean, you have Will Smith, who's only 29, and he's a top probably 5 catcher in this league. Teoscar came back for 3 more years. So you're at least gonna have that, and he had a career season last year for them. And he's just a good hitter. Will hit for power. Someone like Andy Pajes. We saw him come up for a good bit last year. He looks like he could actually be a really solid contributor for this team going forward, and he's only 23 years old right now.
Okay, yeah. I think would it be fair to say like the next season or 2 of the Dodgers is like the peak we'll see them? Like, do you think I think they'll be good during the duration of all these players, but I feel like this is the peak. You know what I mean? Like this next year is gonna be it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about this next year. I think this year might be really good. I think maybe it'd be the 2026 season, if you get a fully acclimated Roki, you have now a fully acclimated Yamamoto. I feel like they could be. I think these next 2 years, kind of like you're saying, is going to be probably their peak. You'll still have Freddie, Mookie, Teoscar, all those big backs. You'll still have Will Smith in his prime. Someone like Pages will be going. You still have possibly you could throw James Outman in the outfield. Max Muncy is still an incredible hitter when he plays. So it's just their lineups can be insane. It's gonna Well, as long as their pitching is healthy, they could easily, I think, compete for that 0-1 Mariners this year. And if let's say it doesn't happen this year, it could possibly happen next, depending on like all the health wise and stuff.
Do you think this Roki signing makes the Dodgers the winner of the offseason?
They've been the winner of the offseason so far.
Really?
I think this just kind of puts the cherry on top. You're able to sign Blake Snell to that contract, re-sign Tommy Edman. Not re-sign. He was still on your team, but extend him so he's not a free agent at the end of this season. You're able to bring back Teoscar, which is huge. Bring back Blake Trinan, who, when he pitches, he's one of the filthiest pitchers in all of baseball. I mean, I think the only team that's really kind of close, you have the D-backs and Mets, are probably the only ones that close to the Dodgers, but I still don't think they compete to them and get to that level.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, Dodgers won it, and they just got better. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard not to have them as the winner. Like, you can say what you want about the Diamondbacks, and you say it about the Mets and stuff like that. But yeah, at the end of the day, like even before Roki, I agree. Like they did win the off. I mean, you got the Cy Young. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, but it'll be interesting.
Also, another way you could think about it is you didn't technically add him in free agency, but you're getting Ohtani back as a pitcher. That's a huge addition to your team as well.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And like that's another we were talking about earlier about how like it was funny how people are like, oh, the Dodgers are at it again. Like they didn't really pay much for Roki. You know, like it was Roki's decision to go to the Dodgers. It wasn't the Dodgers like throwing a ton of money at him.
Yeah. For like the people who don't know, because you saw probably Yamamoto's contract last offseason where he got the 12 for 320. This is kind of like the Shohei situation back from like 2018 where he hadn't been in the NPB long enough. He was still too young, so technically he didn't have like the free reign to be posted to the MLB. He wanted to be there, and his team was gracious enough to us as American baseball fans to allow him to seek opportunities in the MLB. So now we get to see him not only in his prime, but when he's only 23 years old, where he exhibits that triple-digit fastball, and he's got a 90-plus mile-an-hour splitter. He's straight filthy, and now we don't have to wait another I think it was 2027 was when he was gonna be eligible to come over. But now we're gonna see him here in 2025 because he's like, no, I'm done in Japan. I want to come over, and luckily, his team in Japan's like, fine, we'll let you come over, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it raises a lot of questions. Like, how good will he be? You know, I think coming on this squad, like, I feel like he's set up. Like, if he's the man, he's gonna be the man. You know what I mean? Like, no other team, he has the best chance at being great. You know what I mean? And he's like, I mean, I can't think of any other prospect that's been that unique, you know, where like you're getting like, I mean, we don't know he's a stud, but like we're pretty sure, you know what I mean? Like we're pretty sure he's a stud.
There was a pitcher in Pittsburgh who kind of was like that last year, but.
Who are you talking about? Jones?
No, Paul Skeens.
Oh, well, like, he was the number 1 overall draft pick. Yeah. He wasn't a free agent, you know, like the Pittsburgh Pirates drafted.
If Roki could have been drafted to the MLB, he would have been a very high draft pick.
Oh, for sure. But, like, he's basically Paul Skeens, but, like, a free agent for dirt cheap. You know what I mean? Like, that, exactly. It wasn't like Paul Skeens got to pick the Pirates. The Pirates picked him, you know? Like, he picked it. It's like Paul Skeens picking the Dodgers, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, it's stupid, you know? Like, but it's just, we'll see if it transitions, you know? Like, I know, like, the Japanese, like, the history of, like, longevity of Japanese pitchers hasn't really been, like, all there. But, like, I feel like in recent years, they've been really, like, picking it up, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, the odds aren't, like, out yet, but he should be the favorite to win the NL Rookie of the Year, I think, by far.
Come on. I mean, is it even a question? You know what I mean? Like, it was the same thing where, like, Yamamoto last year. Like, he was like, I don't think he won it, right? He didn't. It was...
Skeens won it.
Yeah, it was Skeens, but, like, Yamamoto was, like, a heavy favorite going into the year.
Skeens was the favorite.
Was he?
Yeah.
Really? I thought it wasn't him. I thought he was, like, 2 because he wasn't going to start the year off in the pros. You know what I mean?
Maybe. I don't. Actually, you might be right. I don't remember exactly, but I do know. So, as you guys are watching this, so in a couple weeks from now, once football's over, we're gonna start doing a lot more of these baseball episodes. And one episode we are gonna do is we're gonna do like an awards draft, where we're each gonna pick players who could possibly win the Cy Young, MVP, and Rookie of the Year, and see who can do the best out of that, depending on if we can pick a winner, obviously, and who can get like the most votes and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I'm excited. It's gonna be a very fun year of baseball.
It should be, and yeah, you guys, we're gonna come out with a lot of this content. We're gonna do at some point, more towards the start of when pitchers and catchers report. We're gonna do a full off-season breakdown. We'll do the awards draft, like I was saying. We're gonna do stuff, doing like win totals, like looking at that. We'll do our stock market, like we've done with basketball and football and all that. Then yeah, just going through the season. We'll keep you guys updated, and probably because we're in the same fantasy baseball league. After that draft, we'll probably go through our teams and see what you guys like better.
Yeah, it's gonna be mine. It's gonna be mine.
Speaking of that, though, how's your month-long dynasty draft going?
Oh, dude, don't get me started, man. We're in the 21st round out of 58 rounds right now.
Okay.
We started January 7th. I believe it's the 17th. So we're not even halfway in yet, and it's been 10 days. It's just prospects. It's funny nowadays, I'm 19. I'm looking at guys that are like 17 years old from the DR. You're like, oh man, this guy's younger than me, and I'm like, okay, screw it, we're drafting him. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's tough though. You gotta really know your stuff. You're gonna do it. So
I just think, because of that league, it'll make you a little better with this.
oh dude, I was never into prospects like that, but I'm like I could name you top 100 prospects. I've been looking at it all past 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So it's been fun.
Don Lazaro Montez.
Yeah, I got your boy, that Cubs kid. I got that.
Oh, you got him.
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
Moises Barcelos or something.
Oh, Barcelos, the catcher?
Yeah. Trade up.
Like that pick?
He was like, if you believe, Caden believes in it, we're going with it. I'm like, all right, man, I'm down with it. So he's our catcher of the future.
Thank you, Stoner. Let's hope he doesn't let you guys down.
Oh yeah. Oh, he was heartbroken over Sasaki today. He thought he was going to the Jays, but
okay. Oh yeah. So yeah, speaking of that, the Jays, it seems like in these last couple years, they're the king of the silver medal.
God, man,
it's like second place on everyone.
Oh, today. Talk about, like, you make that trade for Miles Straw and the international money, and you're like, oh, he's a Blue Jay. Like, why else would they do that? Like, they did the same thing for Vlad when they signed him. Like, they trade for international money, and then, like, they signed him that day, and everyone's like, oh, he's a Blue Jay. That's crazy, And then the worst part about it is you got to pay, like, a total of, like, $28 million in Miles Straw for the next 2 years, and you didn't get Roki. It's like, it's not easy. And you're probably going to lose Vladdy. You know what I mean? I'm sure we'll talk about it eventually, but, like, it's not. I wouldn't want to be there if I was him. So.
Yeah, and the one good thing, though, is I'm kind of glad the Blue Jays didn't sign him because of our time at McCook last year. I remember we had a lot of Canadians there, for those who don't know. And during the whole Ohtani sweepstakes, when people were tracking his plane apparently to Canada, to watch them think they were so happy. They thought for sure they were getting Ohtani, just to lose him to the Dodgers, and now for them to lose Roki to the Dodgers as well. Even though I am a Rockies fan, and it's gonna be painful for us, we'll probably be going to Coors Field at some point to watch Roki destroy my favorite team.
You have to. Yeah. Hey, maybe one day you sign him when he's like 36.
He's at the end of his life. He's like, you know what? Let's go to Colorado for a couple.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe
become a Rockies legend. Oh God, man! Honestly, it is a White Sox move. They would do that. Yeah, we won't see them for a while. We won't have to talk about them for a while. They'll be out of the national news for a while.
Well, don't worry. When we do our full off-season breakdown, we'll talk about the Garrett Crochet trade.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, over/under predictions for the each team's win-loss. We'll see.
Yeah. All these guys will be coming your way soon. I hope you guys enjoyed our first baseball episode. If you did, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you never miss any of the uploads of the Untouchaballs, whether it be football, basketball, or now these baseball episodes. And yeah, check out our website at theuntouchaballs.wordpress.com if you want to see any of our articles as well.
Sweet.